Hello YouTube. Today's video is going to be filmed a little bit different. We're going straight off the phone today, enjoying the great outdoors. And today we're going to be talking about the thing that I think is most important in life. Attention, or love, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be talking about that little pooper over there too. So, I wrote a blog post about this a few years ago. When the concept originally hit me, I was doing a meditation, thinking about my dog, thinking about old relationships, and I think after I'd got done with the meditation, I picked up my phone and I was lying in my bed, had my phone on my lap essentially, but like not on my lap, but I was holding it over my head, and Chewy, my Pomeranian, came over and nosed the bottom of the phone and knocked it out of my hands and onto my face. So my phone ended up falling on my face, and in that moment, I kind of had a flashback to countless times that my dog had knocked my phone off the edge of the bed, out of my hands, you name it. And I realized that in the moments leading up to that, I had actually been petting him. I was on my phone scrolling through Facebook, and I was actively sitting there petting him. And it occurred to me in that moment that I thought, if you were to ask me, like, hey, are you giving your dog attention right now? I would have told you absolutely yes, I am giving my dog attention right now. In reality, I don't really think I was, and I don't think he thought I was. In his mind, he was, 99% of my attention, if not more, was going to my cell phone, and then whatever was left over was just on autopilot, just petting him. That's not really attention. And I had an old mentor tell me that attention is, like, real attention is love in its purest form. And that's something that's kind of really stuck with me, and in that moment was really sticking out as I realized that maybe my dog was, trying to tell me that, hey, you might be thinking that you love me, but right now you love your phone, and I want you to love me. And then I kind of thought back to some relationships I'd had where girlfriends at the time had said stuff like, I love you more. And well, that's not... I assure you that's not what they meant. I'm sure it was something else, but deep down, maybe it really was something like that, because, I can think of countless times of hanging out with girlfriends or friends for that matter, relationships, where, all sorts of different relationships where I would sit there on my phone most of the time, scrolling mindlessly through Facebook while we kind of had a conversation, and I can picture situations where there might have been 3 or 4 of us in the same room doing that same thing. And so I bring this up because in a similar way, something happens to us due to a situation where we kind of expect each other to message back, say, right after you get a message. So, like, if I get a message from Susie, then Susie might be upset if I take 2 hours to message Susie back. But here's the thing. If I'm having a wonderful conversation with Frank, IRL, sorry, Sabi. If I'm having a wonderful conversation with Frank, IRL, and I stop this conversation because I hear a notification on my phone, and I'm, neurologically trained to have dopamine, tell me to go look at that message, and I'm now distracted from whatever Frank was talking to me about or whatever I was about to tell Frank, is that fair to Frank? Or me? Is that fair to either of our time or either of our conversation? No, not at all. And in the same way, if I stop to then message Susie and I only have the 10 seconds that takes me to do a quick reply so I can continue my conversation with Frank, is that time fair to Susie compared to 2 hours from now when I can stop and take my time to write back a meaningful, thoughtful message back to Susie, and even have time to have a full conversation with Susie. Like, do you see how these two situations vary? But what's the social norm? What is expected in our society right now? We need to start slowing down and respecting what we have our attention on in the here and now, and making that a value that we live, not only for ourselves, but as examples to our children. If you're getting mad that your child's not responding to you 5 minutes after you texted them because you're paying for their phone bill, you might want to think twice about what message you're sending them. That they have to be paying attention for you 24/7, or is there ever a point where they get to decide that what's in front of them right now is worth their 100% whole attention? With that, I'm going to leave you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.